What's up, Cancer gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to do love messages this week, love tarot messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. It's a general message, guys, so please come into the message, or the reading rather, with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to learn something. If the messages that come through don't resonate, please push them aside. Don't take action on anything that feels strange or foreign. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions, so let's try and have some fun, get you some insightful messages, again, on love and relationships. It can be platonic love. I'm going to read it through the lens of romantic love, but again, you are a participant in this tarot message, so you can interpret as you like and where you see fit. We're going to start you off with an angel number. I don't use this deck very much. It's relatively new, and it's a great deck, so we're going to see. What does Cancer get? 333 Cancer, so pay attention to those clocks, that time, that street address, those license plates. It says, you are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. And the phrase here is, I am powerful. Let me hold that so you can see it. Screenshot that, keep it in your phone, whatever you got to do. 333. Threes are all about building to me, building up upon oneself, upon one's spirituality, teamwork, group work. And yeah, I'm sort of getting like Father, Son, Holy Ghost, or that phrase is not super powerful to me because it just isn't, but maybe that means something to you guys out there, right? Anyway, 333. Groups of three, triplets, triplicity. I love that word. All right, tell me about love for Cancer. I don't know why I always go to Rider-Waite. I have all these amazing decks, and it feels like home. Rider-Waite, it's just like, I think it's because it's the first deck I learned on. It just feels magical. Anyway, all right, here we go. For Cancer, looking for love, in love, messages in love. Ooh, okay, let's assume that's a Capricorn. Innocent until proven guilty, right? You might be messaging a Capricorn. There might be a little bit of a confrontation with a Capricorn. I'm hearing confront. Typically the Knight of Swords, he's got his pointy sword. He can, agitate when he needs to. He's a very swift, fast communicator, though. I just heard someone may have their Mercury in Sagittarius, especially if they are a Capricorn. I don't know. I don't know why that's coming through, but it did. Let's see. So some of you may feel like you need to confront someone, but it's almost like you're weighing it up where you're like, is it even worth it? Is this a battle worth fighting for? Or if it's not that, it might be whether it's a Capricorn or not, it might be someone you love tremendously, but the relationship feels kind of stuck or stifled or oppressive, or someone did like a power play. Like they made a decision that affects you, both of you, and didn't consult you. And so you're feeling some type of way about it. Some of you are gung-ho to be like, how could you? And, this is not how this works. And we're a partnership. Some of you are very angry and you're going to address it and advocate for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Others of you, especially if you are someone who does not like confrontation, if you're a pacifist, this could be an ongoing issue where you tend to let things slide, or it's easier to look the other way, or, pretend it didn't happen, or just, easily forgive. So some of you are sort of caught between that rock and a hard place where you need to address it because it just keeps happening, right? The infinity loop. And so I think for a lot of you, Spirit is encouraging you to sort of get your gumption up, right? Approach this person. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to use harsh words, but you do need to express your truth, because in a relationship, there needs to be balance, right? There needs to be an equal sense that we're hearing each other and, contributing equally, etc. What else? Oof, lost Cancer. What's going on here? Pisces season, in theory, I thought was going to be a very positive month for Cancer, but and it's not that your March monthly message was bad. It wasn't what I expected for Pisces season. But that may have to do with, whose ever energy I'm tapping into. You guys may have planets that are sort of contradicting, what's going on. But we're going to get you there. I mean, I'm not going to leave you hanging with that, because ultimately, this card is about crying over spilt milk, or I call it total eclipse of the heart, right? He's got his black cloak on. My life is over. And I don't mean to negate what you're going through. I mean, this is a card of feeling really hurt or abandoned or depressed, right? Some of you may really struggle with depression. And maybe it's sort of on the turning point where you need to actually advocate for yourself and seek help for it once and for all, right? The positive news with this card is that it does indicate, big changes are afoot, right? We're kind of in the middle of a chaos or, chaos storm or whatever. But there's something to be gained out of this, right? 2 cups remain, only 3 have spilled. So this very situation that caused maybe some grief or depression or loneliness or heartbreak, in a sense, I would really encourage you guys to try and understand, well, why am I going through this and what is the greater purpose at hand? It's to awaken you to something. It's to get you to realize something, because you are going to be able to extract something very positive out of this experience, even though right now you're like, that's not possible. What possible good could ever come from this? Well, whatever is in those Two of Cups. So let's ask about that. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, the Queen of Wands to me in reverse is lacking confidence. Someone who's maybe a little bit, she's my work hard, play hard queen. And I think sometimes with the Queen of Wands in reverse, it can be sort of a very like jealous vibe or sort of a mean girls vibe. So rather than putting energy into something very, productive and empowering and, lifting people up with you, it kind of becomes competitive where you start to resent other people succeeding. And I know that's a heavy message, so just bear that in mind. With the Queen of Wands in reverse, she can be a little bit spiteful or vindictive or something like that. Excuse me. I think what we're trying to do is get this Queen of Wands in the upright. And if it's not, it might just be jealousy in the sense that you want someone who's already taken, or you want someone who's already in a committed relationship. And so hence like the devil energy, it's sort of this like temptation card of like, I want to message this person, but they're always giving me this, flip-flopping vibe of half in, half out. And maybe it's because they're married. Maybe it's because they're with someone. Or maybe this person just truly isn't good for you it truly isn't meant for you on your soul path, your spiritual path, your romantic path, right? And I think a lot of you know this intuitively, but you're still sort of holding on to that shred of hope that something's going to come out of it. And, energy changes, Cancer. I'm not here to say anything definitively, right? Because, I'm not God. I'm not trying to play God with these tarot readings. I'm just tapping into energies and where they're at now. This seems like a roadblock to me. Especially if you're holding out for someone who like time and time again, they've proven it's just kind of this game they're playing with you. They value you, but they also value other things in an equal amount. And I don't just mean like their job or their hobbies themselves. Yes, of course, those things are they should place a lot of value on that. But when it comes to romantic prospects, you might be one of many, and it's killing you inside, right? It's feeling really heavy. And I'm hoping this isn't triggering anyone too much. I hope it's just giving you confirmation that if this is your energy, you're like, yes, I feel that. What do I do? Well, let's get to that, because that's what I like to do. I want to empower you, right? I don't want to leave you like, oh, well, this looks really crappy and sad, like, right? Team building, right? We got to build yourself back up. Maybe it's aligning your body. Maybe it's doing some chakra work, getting your mind, body, spirit, reset so that you can go after something new. Yeah, the upright here is that you can change the situation, and what it comes down to is changing how you feel about yourself, how much value you place on yourself, how much you honor your emotional needs as a Cancer, which is very important, right? Yes, learning and practicing emotional intelligence, but honoring those feelings that you're feeling, that I deserve more, like I need more from this person for this relationship to thrive. Yeah, you bet your ass you do. So why are we lingering in this? Well, maybe they'll come around someday. I'm giving you super tough love, but part of me is like, that ain't your problem. Like they have some stuff to sort out clearly, right? They're on the fence about something. Thank you. All right. So Page of Cups. For some of you, this feels like an apology to yourself or offering yourself more nurturing and more love. What is this final awakening, Spirit? My deck's upside down. Off into the unknown, facing your fears, especially for those who are afraid to be single. If you are in a relationship, but it's not healthy, it's not thriving, if you're staying in it simply because being alone scares the crap out of you, which is, very common, Cancer. I'm not shaming you or judging you for that, but I am saying that does indicate something within you that needs to be healed, because you don't necessarily feel worthy, or you don't necessarily view being single as something to be proud of. Like the opposite. It feels like something you should be ashamed of or having to hide. That's societal bullshit. That's Saturn energy saying, oh, you're only of value if you're in a relationship. If somebody says, I love you at night. Again, that's all stuck in your head about things that aren't necessarily true. But you need to face your fears. You need to move off into the unknown, even if there isn't absolute clarity right now. It's trusting your intuition that the universe is aligning you to something better. Or some sort of solution, right? Because some of you, again, you might be in a partnership where communication is just not there. And so some of you need to work on therapy or counseling because the messages aren't getting across. For those of you who are already in a relationship and you do sense there's mutual love and attraction, there's just, again, there's like a stuck energy. It may have to do with sort of discussing past grievances. And again, for the purpose, not just of arguing and not just of, sticking it back to your person, but rather like, okay, let's come up with a solution where we can establish like, a peace offering again and move forward and not hold on to grudges or resentment, right? There might be an awakening of important actions that need to be taken that you've been putting on the back burner for too long. Important conversations, especially with the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you need to take some sort of risk, or I'm hearing the word venture out of the safety zone, out of the restriction, out of the, I'm almost getting it as like a circle. It's like this is us and we're in this circle and this is how we always do it. And it's like, well, that mold needs to break. It needs to fall away. It's too outdated. It doesn't work for us anymore. So you need to expand your horizons. Again, for some of you, that means dating new people. If this is a committed relationship and it's not to the point where we want to toss it out, then again, there needs to be significant actions to make changes for the better. And for some of you, you just need to get the fun back in a relationship. I know that sounds kind of like elementary or however you want to say it, insignificant, but we have to remember the pages represent children and students, even metaphorically, like, we're in a chapter in our life where we're, unfamiliar with this kind of stuff. So we sort of embody that role of student. The Page of Wands, I would say arguably, is the most fun, right? He's adventurous. He wants to travel. He's curious. It's fire, right? So fire needs oxygen, to grow, to become bigger, right? So oxygen, I sort of interpret that as like, it needs fresh ideas. It needs fresh information. It needs space. It needs some independence. It needs to be able to grow, right? Otherwise it's going to be suppressed. It's going to be really happy and then it's going to like die out, right? So this is expanding beyond things that as a couple you guys have gone through. Maybe you guys hit a major roadblock because there was some major loss or grief in one or both of your lives and that was impacting the relationship. Okay, you can still recover it if you want to, but again, if you're not taking action on it, it's never going to get better. For others of you, this is a very strong card of just going out and flirting and dating. So again, I would highly recommend if you're not in a partnership, if this is more of like a, waiting for your ex to come back around, I would just say with the current energy, that's kind of a waste of your time and energy. And again, it's putting other people up on a pedestal or making someone your priority and they're not making you theirs. So already that's a huge imbalance, right? So if you are relatively single, right? I say relatively, if you are single, right? You'll know what that means for you. This is a good chance to go out and see new places, meet new people, have new conversations, put the vibe out, right? If you're looking to attract something, make sure you're loving yourself first, right? Make sure you're standing in your confidence and in your power as much as you can. But connect with people. On an emotional level, I think sometimes that gets a really negative reputation in tarot. And the thing is, when you're a water sign, that is your skill. That is your gift. You just have to make sure you're using it and manifesting it in the right way so that it doesn't turn into this like sour jealousy energy of, I love them, but they love someone else. Be healing or offer your healing energy, I should say. Be compassionate, be empathetic, use your creativity, use your kindness, right? As a water sign, you have that innately in you. So you may as well use it and bring it outward into the world in a very positive way. There could be a connection between a relatively new connection between a fire sign and a water sign. It doesn't have to be. Let's get me one. Do I have my romance angel deck? Oh wait, yeah, I do. Oh gosh, it's so far away. Okay. What is the best advice or guidance I can put on this devil energy over here? And again, this might just be you staying stuck in fear, feeling like you're shackled to a relationship, but it's not growing in a productive, healthy way. What is the best advice or guidance? See your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all humanity. Live your truth. The Knight of Swords definitely lives his truth, sometimes to an extreme measure. And be a positive light to others. That's the Queen of Wands in the upright, being a positive light, a beacon for others, right? A role model, She carries she's fire, right? It's kind of like an Aries card, a trailblazer, right? Her torch burns brightly and other people can see that light and be inspired by it and, Let's see. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. You deserve love. You are lovable. This always feels kind of Sagittarian to me because of the archer, right? The bow and arrow. It always says to me, think think more about the future, not necessarily sentimentalizing or romanticizing the past, which I would say a lot of signs are capable of doing, especially Cancer. You have such strong roots to the past and ancestry and things of that thing. Being sentimental is not bad, but it certainly doesn't help you when you're sentimentalizing a person who isn't doing the same for you, right? Just basic common sense. But yeah, aim forward, aim into the future. Where do you want to be in 2 months, in 2 years, and right? So you may as well start manifesting the love you truly want versus hoping the one from the past kind of comes back around again. And then make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. That message definitely resonates for me in terms of advocate for yourself. Speak your truth. Whatever you need to say to this person to feel okay about it, and whether they give you the thumbs up or the thumbs down on reciprocated feelings, at least you can move on with clarity, right? Again, I would caution you, the Knight of Swords can sometimes say things impulsively and it's not that he's not thinking them through, he's thinking too much. It's almost like, pardon the gross expression, but it's like oral diarrhea. It's like just blah, 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 and every single thing on his mind. I would maybe raise that up a bar and maybe edit, right? Maybe rather than giving your person like a 9-paragraph text, maybe simplify it to just one, what you need to say. Because as it is, this person is already on the fence about something in the relationship. So I don't think you need to bombard them with every single feeling. Choose them selectively. Focus on one thing you want to fix, right? And especially if this is a person you've been in a relationship for a long time, especially a Capricorn. I'm getting very strong Capricorn energy there. This is fixable, but you're going to have to take new actions take new steps to fix this that you probably haven't before. Awakening, it's the ending of an old cycle. And yeah, you have to do something new. You have to shake it up. And it doesn't have to all be like, I'm hearing all work and no fun makes Jack a dull boy. I don't know why I'm hearing that. It needs to be fun. You need to go out and do some fun things together. You need to recapture that magic of, the first time you fell in love and that kind of thing. That will help tremendously, almost to remind you of why you guys are together. It's almost like this has become like, a 10-year relationship and it's lacking any passion or magic. We got to get the passion back, right? Queen of Wands in the upright. All right, Cancer, that's one message. Let's do one more quick one. We're doing okay. I'm trying to keep them under 20 minutes. Let's switch up the decks. I have so many good decks. All right, decks, speak to me. Who wants to come forward? Yes, I'm that crazy person talking to her tarot decks. Let's see. Sokoli, maybe. All right, we'll do this one. It's a personal fave. All right, here we go. For Cancer, let's tap into Cancerian energy, maybe a new group of Cancers or some different energy if another message wants to come through, roughly for the month of March. But really, there's really no timeline on this reading. If you're here and you're watching it, it's very likely meant for you. All right, we'll take that one too. It's kind of sneaking out. All right, love that. All right, so there could be something blocked with a Sagittarius. Some of you may be going to therapy or counseling, and there may have at one point in time been an avoidance to see the truth about something or someone, but you're slowly starting to let your guard down, and it's actually going to make you much happier. Again, I hate to, say the same thing time and time again, but the 9 of Pentacles lady is like, she's like a boss babe, right? She's independent, she's happy, she's successful. She shows gratitude for her life and everything that she's created, but it is a very strong independent energy. So there could have at one point in time been either a reliance or a codependence on being with someone else, or almost like a programming in your brain that if you don't have a partner, well, what does that say about you? And that diminishes your value. You're going through like a complete reboot or rewiring on the way you think about being single, or if it's not single, independence. Having your own life, having your own hobbies and activities doesn't mean you can't be with your partner and kick ass, but there's something to be said to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and do things on your own. That's very, very important for Cancer this month. That's coming through very strong. Tell me a little bit more about that. Some of you may choose to I'm hearing the word sober. Some of you may choose to not drink as much or take a break from alcohol. Some of you may be drawing a line in the sand with a partner who maybe has substance abuse issues. There is, and that's a very Piscean theme, addiction issues, substances, that type of escapism, because it's sometimes hard to face reality. Make sure that's not slipping into escapism in a way that is, toxifying your body, right? escapism into your exercise program, escapism into a good book. That's great. That's wonderful, right? Everything in moderation, of course. But yeah, escaping into the bottle is certainly not recommended at this time. And some of you may need to have a difficult conversation about that. Okay, some of you may be giving someone an ultimatum, like if you don't stop with the drinking and the drugs, like this marriage is over or this relationship is over. And like some of you, it's actually very powerful. Like I'm happy to be on my own if you don't cut the bullshit. And I know that's hard for you, Cancer, because you are such a caring, sensitive person. But yeah, there's a strong message here of blocking someone who doesn't have the best. I'm hearing like best intentions in mind. There's a small selfish streak or maybe a large selfish streak to this person because their actions have repercussions that affect you, right? This person may have recently gotten like a DUI or something that it's like there was a final like, okay, that's it. Like this has to stop. Yeah, it's almost like you're an innocent bystander and you're getting kind of sucked into their web of chaos and drama. Again, there might be someone here who has very strong Sagittarius vibes. Some of you are going to go into counseling and helping other people. And that's wonderful, but it's also saying you need to heal yourself too. You can't, what is that word? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. This is going to kill me. Vicariously. You can't heal people and, vicariously try and heal yourself. Don't get me wrong. There is a kind of symbiotic relationship there. Is that the correct term? What you say to someone else will be reflected and mirrored back to you because that's just how tarot and this kind of energy works. But it is saying, yeah, it's like build yourself up to be strong so that you can kind of immerse yourself in this chaos of other people's energy and not absorb it like a sponge. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Having good defenses against other people's drama and chaos going on in their life. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with this card per se. You may be helping a friend go through a really difficult time if they're going through a divorce. And I think it's saying at the end of the day, even though this isn't your divorce per se, make sure you're not taking on that energy of that sadness and that depression because, again, the water energy, it's very like sponge-like, you will absorb the energy and the emotions around you. So you might be becoming more aware of how other people impact and affect your own emotions. Yeah, I do see something here about a divorce or separation. And I say that because 10 of Cups in reverse, this is clearly shown as like the happy couple, right? And it can be same-sex guys, right? Don't get caught up in the whole like male-female thing, but yeah, there's some sort of long-term relationship or somebody got married. Again, similar message. You may kind of be, fucking around with energy or manifesting someone who's already taken. That's entirely possible. But then it goes into this solid, strong kind of singlehood card or very independent card. Let's talk more about that. What's in the cards for this one? Wisdom. That's a key word for you this month. Wisdom. Especially for my Cancer risings. This new moon is taking place in your 9th house of mental exploration, expansion. Yeah, again with the Devil card. Freeing yourself from something that is toxic or unhealthy. and not assuming or projecting future scenarios based on what you currently know and see and are experiencing. The universe has a lot more in store for you, but yeah, it might not be visible to you right now. The idea of, oh my gosh, I planted all these seeds and I thought I was going to get all these roses, but it's underwhelming or it's not what I thought I was going to get. This is the idea that don't settle in a relationship for, oh my gosh, well, this was the one and now I can never have him or her and it's never going to be the same. That's fear-based mentality, right? That's scarcity mindset. Yeah, you got to raise your vibe. You definitely got to raise your vibe. Again, this may be connected to a Capricorn too, a Sagittarius. Can this Capricorn give you what you want and what you need? And vice versa. Does this Capricorn have unrealistic demands of you and I don't know, your livelihood, your money, what they expect? I don't know if there's expectation and an unfair expectation being put on each other. Just something to consider. Fear. Yeah, you got to bust out of your limited mindset. You have a very small frame of reference. A lot of you. I don't mean for that to sound condescending. It's just, it literally came out of my mouth. Very small frame of reference for what this idyllic romance you're envisioning should look like. It's like you have a type and you're very unwilling to go outside the boundaries of that. And I'm telling you, Cancer, you need to shake that up a little bit. Shaken, not stirred. You need to mix it up. Something here is going to throw you for a loop, and it's not bad, but it's to liberate you from your expectation or what you think is supposed to be. You don't know everything, Cancer. I know you're very intuitive, but yeah, be open to new things coming into your life, because they will. They absolutely will when you're ready to. Because I think the universe kind of senses that you're still hung up on something, or you need to move into this new chapter of independence. Yeah, again, another card of independence. The Hermit always shines his lantern on what needs to be seen in a tarot reading. Who or what is keeping you stuck, right? What is this limiting belief? Where are we giving power to false thoughts and, untrue ideas? The thing is, this is a card of the mental prison, and so it's your mind, Cancer. There may be people giving you feedback and criticism, but you're choosing to give power to that feedback and criticism. Just because it's their truth, right, doesn't mean it has to be your truth, but you do have to take accountability to free yourself from those truths and choose what you want to believe and then go after it. Yeah, I think that's what's important there. There might be a Virgo who comes in and has a significant impact on your life. I'm not sure if they're there yet. Also, some of you, there's like an elderly masculine spiritual energy around you. Could be a grandfather, it could be a father. This person is trying to help you to see how to liberate yourself. All right, I'm going to end it there, Cancer. I'm trying to see if I want to give you an oracle card or not. Yeah, let's give Cancer some positivity. Whew. Cancer, this is a heavy one. All right, let's read this one. Postcards from Spirit. Dearest you, did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in this kind of radical acceptance. Let go of unrealistic expectations and see things as they really are, not how you'd like them to be. You'll surprise yourself at how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy, you act messy, and the world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. But don't try to force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what is in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Interesting. All this is so Eight of Swords energy to me. Then you can decide, stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is the key to freedom and opens the door to the real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free. Loving you so much, always and forever. Postcards from Spirit. So again, you can screenshot that if it's your thing. All of this speaks so much to the Eight of Swords for me. Getting out of your own headspace, getting out of your own way. And again, freedom, liberation. Any eights in tarot are about freedom and liberation. This one's a tricky one because you essentially hold the power to do that. Even though you might be thinking it's someone else controlling you, right? Actions, choices, decisions, something for you to consider this month in love. All right, Cancers, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.